how much is it? And she says, and they said that you need to pay this or there won't be an event. You can't do the event. And I said, well, okay, all right, well, how much is it? And it was $100,000. And literally, we had to come with $100,000 in 24 hours, or the whole convention would have been called off. And I just remember those are the moments the reason I'm so big on healing and therapy and learning how to stay cool under pressure is because when I tell you, first off, I was pissed. I was livid because I'm like, no, and nobody told me. Nobody just thought to bring this up, right? And that's why you don't brag about. That's why you don't want to brag about your wealth or anything like that because people just think you're made of money and that thousands of dollars can fly back and forth. So I'm like, okay, nobody told me, and so you're telling me we got to get $100,000 in 24 hours, so there's no convention. Well, I sat down with the accountant and we figured it out. We went and got the money and and paid it and it made it happen, right? And so ultimately, I think in my view, first off, that is again that's literally why I'm so big on healing therapy and dealing with trauma so you can learn how to stay cool when tough things happen. Like when your stock portfolio crashes, or when you lose a bunch of money in your business, or when somebody comes in and tries to distract you and throw you off your game, you know how to stay calm. Or somebody pops off and decides they want to fight you and cuss you out in the middle of the mall, right? You know how to stay level-headed. Level-headed people, I believe, are the most successful people out here because they can stay focused on the mission, right? So you want to stay focused on the mission. What is your mission? What is your purpose? Why are you here? What if you have no purpose and no mission? Why would you even get up in the morning and come to class? And like, what? Why? You could be sleeping. You could be twerking. You could be watching Netflix. There's a lot of things you could be doing other than talking about economics, right? And so the healing part's there, and then also generally speaking, there's something I would almost refer to, and I write about this in my book, The Ten Commandments of Black Economic Power, that I call like big boy economics. I don't write that, I don't say that in the book, but literally it's what I would think of as big boy economics, meaning for Black people to be economically sovereign, you got to know the ups and downs that come with economic sovereignty. You got to accept the responsibility that comes with freedom and independence. Freedom is never free. Freedom is never easy. Freedom can never be funded by your benefactor. White people will never write you a check big enough for you to be truly free. That's not in their job description. So the question is, are we willing to write the check for our children? Are we willing to make the sacrifice? Are we willing to cut out some bad habits, make some adjustments, confront the culture in certain ways, have the hard conversations, whatever that looks like, in order to truly be economic grown-ups in the world? Because I believe, as Malcolm X used to say, that they want Black people to remain as children, like infants, especially the Black man. They really love it when the Black man is childlike. They love it when he's irresponsible. They love the Black male clown. They celebrate the clown on national television. They put the clown up and they say, "Look, this is the Black leader. This is these are the most influential Black people." It's always a bunch of damn entertainers out here doing really irresponsible, immature stuff. Half of them are in the Epstein files because they have no sexual discipline. A bunch of them out here spending money on nonsense and bragging about how they blew all their children's inheritance on a Lamborghini, right? And really, I have a term for that, by the way. Since so I don't want to get too serious and too scared because I don't want to scare the babies or nothing. But this stuff makes me angry. I literally call it clown economics.